What's up, everybody? I'm Matt with Beard Laws. Super excited for this interview. Have an amazing guest, all right? You have probably seen this guest all over TikTok, probably Instagram, maybe even a bunch of other accounts that you didn't even know existed, all right? So we're going to get into this, and I'm super excited about this. Like I said before, I'm going to hit you guys with a quick introduction, and then we're going to do the intro that I truly love to do. Then we're going to get the guest in here. We're going to have a great conversation. So if you guys are ready, well, you don't really have a choice, but let's go. As mentioned, tonight's guest, it might be one that you're going to look at and be like, man, that's a tough one to say, but we're going to get through that. He's a man who started TikTok, talking about how life is like a fart. Try and force it, and it'll turn to shit. A man who hand pans more pans than a dishwasher at the La Berdardin. And if you don't know that, that's one of the busiest restaurants in the entire world. A man who has one of the best beer dread combos on the entire planet. A man who appreciates nature more than all of the Power Rangers combined. A man who has more periods in his name than a high school gym class on swimming day. A man who has faced adversity and overcome it every single time. A man who I am proud to call my bearded brother. The one, the only, Ethereal in E. What's up, my dude?
How's it going?
First off, congratulations on 2.2 million followers on TikTok. And just all the success that you have had up to this point, and it's going to continue to have more and more success. But there's one question that I start every single guest off with is, what got you into TikTok? And the reason I ask that is because usually a lot of people have like a very cool, unique story. But as the pandemic hit, it turns out most people just kind of were bored and were like, pandemic. I just figured I'd try TikTok because it was the thing to do.
Yeah. So first off, thank you for having me. This is really cool. I don't think I've ever really done an official cool interview like this. So this is really neat. Thank you so much.
Hey, they say you always remember your first, so I'm hoping that's true.
So, and that introduction was amazing, by the way, too. That was incredible.
Thank you.
Turned up a little bit, by the way.
Most of it was stuff that I written down, but most of it just kind of comes to me when when you get into the mood, things just come out of your mouth, and sometimes you hope it's just appropriate for all of the social medias.
That was honestly, it was incredible. I was like, oh my god, did he really just say all that? That was awesome. That was really cool. Anyways, to answer your question, so gosh, I got on TikTok more out of necessity than boredom.
Yep.
My music career kind of started. I started my music career on the sidewalk, playing music for people who walked past, who would give me a little bit of money every once in a while. And I took that money, recorded an album, took that album, started taking it to restaurants, wherever I get hired to play music. And then I became a gig musician, and I started playing music wherever I could get hired to do so.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic hit. And I had already started to build a following online, but not a very big or significant following. And the pandemic hit, and all of those opportunities for live music gigs were gone. And so I kind of had to figure something else out. I was like, okay, if I'm going to keep on being a professional musician, I got to figure out a different venue. And so I started to build more on Facebook, and that was working really well for me. And then I had a fellow handpan player by the name of Handpan Man Dan.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, Somatic Harmony is his name on TikTok. CYMATIC, Somatic Harmony. Go look him up on TikTok, Somatic Harmony.
Everybody check it out.
So it's interesting. So he's the reason. Well, let me back up a little bit.
Yeah.
I have a teenage daughter, and obviously my teenage daughter is into TikTok. And I wasn't into TikTok. I didn't know anything about it. And my girlfriend who lives with me, she's like, maybe we should, get a TikTok account and just see what my daughter's posting, And so my girlfriend, she got on TikTok, and she followed my daughter and just started kind of getting involved in TikTok. And I still wasn't at the time. And my girlfriend, she came across a TikTok of this guy, Handpan Man Dan, from Somatic Harmony. And he was killing it. dude said that he had gotten up to 100,000 followers in like a couple months, and at that point I only had like 40,000 followers, and I was blown away. I was like, "Are you serious? That's kind of crazy." And so I was super curious, and I started kind of checking it out, and I got on TikTok around I think it was August of last year. So I've been on for about a year now, and at first it was really difficult. I didn't know what I was doing. It took me until November to get my first 1,000 followers, and then as soon as I hit 1,000 followers, it just like was snapping like that. It was like insane. It's funny because I wasn't doing anything super special, like, and it just was happening. I don't know why. And I went from 1,000 followers in November to 2 million followers. Was it 6 months later?
Yeah, isn't it wild? I've seen other people that have kind of had that same kind of journey, and I think what's amazing, and I've seen some people that kind of had that success, and like they said, they went from that 30, 40,000 to millions. And I think what's amazing is because you included are kind of like the pioneer of what you do. Yes, you had Handpan Dan Man, who kind of was there too, but he had a good following, and then you started to get your following as well, and then people kind of gravitate to it. So and in my opinion too, because there's a lot of people that see that success and they're like, oh, you might be the guy with the handpan, or you might be the guy with the beard, or you might be all these other people are now copying you. And it's like, my opinion is like, well, when one of us succeed, we all succeed because we are a community, and I feel like it would be the same way in your community without, asking you, which obviously you can chime in. But when the beard community, it's always a win for me, whether it's me or somebody with an amazing long beard, an amazing business beard, any beard. Like when I see a beard come across the For You page and there's millions of views, that's a win in the bearded community. And I'm sure it's the same with what you have going on.
Well, yes and no. I find that as far as the bearded community goes, like I'm ecstatic to do this interview because you have an awesome beard and you're all about beards.
Yep.
So like instantly I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. And honestly, I think I have been following you since way before your following was bigger than my following.
Yeah, and I remember following you kind of from the first time I saw it, and I was like, dude, you're amazing. Like, I can't wait for you to pop off because you're going to someday or something like that. And it happened.
So in the beard community, yes. In the handpan community,
not like that.
No, man. It's like it's not. It's really. I get some icky feelings. I should be careful about how much I say, but.
But I get what you're saying without saying it at the same point. Like, for us, especially kind of what I do and what I try to do in the bearded community themselves, we are a community that is always to help others. So you've heard of beard competitions, and maybe you haven't, but there's beard competitions all over the world, almost every weekend. In every single beard competition, the money raised goes to a charity. So it's constantly, you know what I mean? And then when you're buying beard oils, most of that is going to some kind of charity as well. Like, it's just a great community that's always has a bigger picture than just growing a beard. Yes, there's a lot of clubs that people associate with biker gangs and stuff because they wear leather vests and patches. Or like, we're big, just cuddly teddy bears. And it's the biggest thing. And the second part is kind of the education piece of it. I try really hard to, if anybody has questions, I'm actively checking Instagram and everywhere else. And I try to go out of my way to help with the bearded community because I truly want everybody to have amazing, healthy beards that they can grow, And I can see where, yours is definitely a little bit different because the music scene in itself is a little bit different, let alone, and this is me just saying, like, I don't know anything about the handpan community. I'm going to be real with you.
Yeah.
So yeah. I can see that. And we won't have to go that way. You don't have to be careful. We can kind of move on from that. So you kind of talked about already how, you were playing on the street and then, you decided to play, some music and stuff. Like, were you ever, in a band or was it kind of always the handpan? Because I feel like people with your kind of talents usually, excel in other areas of music as well. But one question while you're, preparing that answer, I got to ask, do you or did you skateboard? And I'll tell you why. because I find, and maybe it's a fluke, that people that can skateboard are pretty much good at everything they do. And I don't know why it is, but it's true.
I have I have one memory of a skateboard and me on it. For a birthday or Christmas or something, I got this little tiny skateboard, and I rode it down the driveway sitting on it, and terrified me. And I was like, this is not for me.
This isn't for me.
No, I'm not a skateboarder. But as far as my music history goes, I started out playing the piano as a young child. I can't remember how to play piano at all anymore. But
oh, really?
I played for several years and I got to be okay. And then beyond that, I have vivid memories of tapping on things. One of those vivid memories was I was in the basement of the house that I grew up in, and I remember tapping on the steps as I went up the steps and being fascinated with the deeper tones in the middle of the step and the higher tones on the side of the step. And I remember putting my hand on the railing and tapping on the railing, and the deeper tones in the middle, the higher tones on the end, and just being fascinated with it. And, you know, throughout my life, that's been me. Like I'm just always, even today, I'm always fascinated about the sounds of tapping on things. I remember being at the bank once, and where I was at with the teller, the part of the desk or whatever had lifted off of the desk, and it made different tones as I tapped on it. I thought it was so interesting. But my father, he committed suicide when I was 11 years old, and my mom, she put me into drum lessons. She bought me a drum set, put me into drum lessons when I was 11, and I just remember it like helping me to like cope with all the awful things that are going on. I remember just sitting at the drum set and having headphones on and just spacing out with the music and just pounding away, releasing my energy on it, you know. I joined a garage band with some of my friends from church, and our band was called 180.
180.
180. The guy who led the band, he was a skater though.
Is he good at everything that he did, really?
He was good at everything he did.
You know, it's like I have friends that skateboarded, you know what I mean? Some of them were so talented, whether it was art, music, playing billiards, you know, arm wrestling, or, you know, drinking and turning into the bad things of life. But they were really good at doing bad things, or they were really good at doing, you know, very good things. I don't know. I gotta find a skateboarder. So if anybody is watching this right now on YouTube or TikTok or anywhere else that knows a really good skateboarder, we gotta line up another interview because I gotta figure this out. I've had a theory since I was a kid. You know, like you're tapping on things with there. I've always been intrigued. Why are skateboarders good at everything they do?
Good question.
Yeah.
But so anyways, I became an adult, and I went to college, I got married, I had a kid, lost time for music, got a job, was super busy, went to graduate school. Then I got divorced, and like my world just crashed. And I was in a new place. I didn't have any friends, no family around. I was just completely alone. And I needed something to like help me get through it. And so I got back into music, and got some hand percussion drums, got a drum set, started going to open mic nights. And I met a guy at an open mic night who had a band, and he told me that he would like to hire me to come play drums for his band. And that was like incredible. I started to get paid to do something that I enjoy and that I love. And it was like mind blowing. Wow, I can actually get paid to do something that I love. And so anyways, I ended up doing that for a bit, but then I got replaced by another drummer, and all my dreams shattered, you know. And so at that point I was like, okay, how can I become a professional musician and do it by myself, do it as a solo, not have to be relying on someone else, you know? And that's when I was donating plasma for cash because I was poor at the time.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there in the donation bed and I was flipping through videos on Facebook or not YouTube. On YouTube, I came across this video of a guy playing handpan in a London subway for tips. And I thought, number one, wow, that's amazing. Number two, I could do that. Number three, I bet you that's my ticket into being a professional musician. It took me 3 years to get a handpan because they're so expensive and hard to get. But I finally got one, and that's when my journey started on the street corner, playing music for
Wow.
people fast. So
What a story. That is what, like, you know, you kind of like, you picture, or at least maybe not everybody does, but me, it's like, all right, you see this, and like I try to like envision, like, all right, you know, I'm seeing you playing a handpan for the first time, like, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play the story out in my head of what got him to here. That wasn't it. That was not it.
yeah, it's my story. And you know, it's funny. The beard and the dreadlocks are part of that too, because I knew I wanted to be a professional musician, but I didn't really know how. And so I thought to myself, you know, who are some of the musicians that I think of immediately? I think of Bob Marley. I think of Adam Duritz from the Counting Crows, ZZ Top, and you know they all have this unique look about them. And I saw this guy with a huge red beard, and it just struck me, and I was like, wow, that guy, I'm never gonna forget that guy. And then I thought to myself, I want to be that same person that no one will forget. I want to be unforgettable. And so that's why I was like, I can grow a beard. I can put my hair in dreadlocks. And I was like, okay, I want to be unforgettable. And so this is all part of my journey to get to where I'm at today too.
That's a great vision for being unforgettable, because you, as many people might say, you know, you don't judge a book by its cover. We all slightly judge books by its covers. Like if I'm going to grab a book and it looks, you know, it's about, like women's stuff, or like those raunchy, dirty books that women read, I'm not picking it up. That's not for me. But it's just a good vision. You know what I mean? I really like that, because let's be honest, if you were, you know what I mean, a balding guy with glasses and a mustache, you're probably not going to be as memorable as the dreads, the big beard, and everything. No, that's amazing.
Thank you.
And that journey is amazing. Have you ever thought about putting your journey into a book?
I don't know. I don't know. I hate reading.
The only reason I say that is because I don't love reading either, but I keep looking at my dude. This is Abandoned Brandon J. McDermott on TikTok. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He's got one of the coolest voices. He's a radio guy, and he had a lot of adversity to overcome in his life, and it's all in this book. And you know, it kind of reminds me of you. You know, like you go through some childhood trauma, and it could go either way. You know what I mean? You could choose, you know, a great life, or you could choose, you know, potentially, depending, you know, following the footsteps. A lot of people say plant corn, get corn. You know what I mean? And sometimes, you know, you could go down that route. And both of you are just amazing dudes that have, you know, just had in my opinion, from what I've known and chatted, you know, obviously briefly with you and a lot with Brandon, like you guys have built some pretty cool lives, you know, and it could have gone either way. And it's really cool. And like I said, I didn't read his book because I'm not a guy that reads books, but my co-host that is on the show on some Thursdays, he read the book and was just like blown away. And then we had an interview with him, and my co-host couldn't make that interview. So I don't know as much about the book as I'd like, but it was just something that popped in my head. Like you know what I mean? If I'm thinking, like, I would buy the book, I'm telling you right now, even if I don't read it, I'd put it back there. But I just think, you know, that brief story, you know, you said, to put it shortly, you know, you put that into a book, I think a lot of people are going to be motivated by it, inspired by it. And let's be honest, you'll make some money from it.
Yeah.
And money's pretty good. Money's kind of the grease of life. You might not need it, but it sure makes things much easier, right?
It does.
So we talked about, obviously, the music scene. So through collaborations, you know, whether it be, you know, maybe with the band that you used to be in, maybe it was just something that randomly happened, you know, when you were on the streets, or maybe it's something that happened while you were on TikTok. Is there kind of a collab that has happened with you that you were just like, all right, this is cool. This isn't, you know, this was never expected? Because I know for me, this podcast, you know, chatting with you right now and everybody else that we chatted with, like every one of these excite me. And I think you can feel the energy. Like I truly love to do this. And so I just didn't know if there was like a, you know what I mean, a collab or you know, something that came from this that you're just kind of a little blown away by still.
Yeah, totally. There's one. Do you know who Sway Lee is?
Sway Lee. It doesn't ring a bell, but I know Google knows. Sway Lee.
Sway Lee.
Is he a rapper?
He's a rapper. Yeah.
Okay.
It's spelled Swaelee. Sway Lee.
Apparently, when you Google him, the first question people ask is, "How tall is Sway Lee?" And he's 5'8". He's 5'8". If anybody wants to know.
So I put out a video a while back that just was, I played a rhythm and I said, what sounds better, fast? And then I played it fast, or slow, and then I played it slow. Same rhythm. Really simple. Like I said, a lot of my videos that got me to where I'm at, really, really simple videos. They're not working anymore. I need to figure out what to do now. But
I don't think it's you. From people I've talked with, there's a lot of things apparently going behind TikTok that are making a lot of people frustrated. And and I'm sure you know way more, you know, that's going on with what you got going on. But one thing that has always stuck in my head that somebody told me a while ago was post through it. And I was just like, what do you mean? They're like, you're gonna, in any social media, and this is a very successful YouTuber, you know, hundreds of thousands of followers. And even on there, they go through ruts where they'll get a video that's 1 million, then they'll get a video that's 20,000. You know what I mean? And when you have your following, that 0.5 to 1%, maybe 2% of followers to views to likes ratio, that's standard in social media. And they just had post through it. Because if you continue, you know what I mean, to sit there, and I'm sure you've seen it on TikTok where people just go out and complain. And this is dumb. And it's like, well, this could be your employer. What would you do if you were at your 9-to-5 job saying how terrible your business is? Are they going to continue to show your videos? And so I try to tell people that, and then, just post through it. Just continue to be you, continue to be fun. And then the algorithms and things work themselves out. And me personally, I think it's a lot of people are back to work. It's nice in most places. And I think, and as much as it's a bad thing for a content creator, but I think it's a great thing for people that maybe they're not on the devices as much as they were, especially during that pandemic. Maybe we're, getting back. We're getting a little less weird. Because I know me when I first, started going back to work and getting around people, as very personable as I am, it was a little awkward for a little bit. I spent some time in this studio,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But that was just, one piece of advice that just was always stuck in my brain. Like, just post through it. Continue to have fun. Continue to be you. And just continue to keep posting through it.
Totally.
Yeah. So.
Yes. So, anyway, so the Sway Lee guy. Yeah, I posted that video. It was really simple, and I don't know how or why, but he picked up the video and he did a duet of it, just singing over top of my music, and it just like ignited and it was like fire, and like I had never heard of him before he duetted my video, but then looking at his account, he's got millions of followers and he's doing big things. And so that was like crazy exciting. I ended up recording the track, and I'm planning on releasing it here at some point here soon, if I can get my shit together.
Yeah, I mean it's not always easy, and like you said, sometimes life's like a little bit of a fart.
Yeah.
If you try to force it too hard, it turns to shit.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that was great.
That's the one collaboration that I just was blown away by, and man, it would be really cool if something else came out of it with him too. But we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Or if it's not Sway Lee, hopefully other musicians might jump on it. And and I think you have such a cool, unique sound, a unique vibe to you. And what I really, really like too is the fact that you're like, it was just a really easy, simple video. Yeah, probably to you, but you give me that hand pan. And I'm not going that fast, that slow, that fast, and make it sound amazing. Like
actually playing the handpan, and this is a tongue drum here in front of me. It's actually really simple and really quite easy, honestly. It's really not a difficult instrument to play. So anybody that is interested in ever learning how to play one of these instruments, I would recommend it to anyone, because really all you have to do is tap on it. That's it.
Now, do they have different? Obviously, they have different sounds. Like, are they based on notes or anything like that? And as a second part to that, do you have any kind of YouTube tutorials on how to play or something like that? Like, if somebody could be like, you know what, I really want to buy one of these. I'm going to save up. I'm going to get one, or maybe I'll even win one, which we're going to talk about how they can potentially win one very soon. But like, hey, here's an entry level of how you do this or how you can do that, because I think that would be a really cool thing if you don't have it already. Just constructive flowing with you.
Yeah. No, I don't have a lot of that out there, but I do have one video that's on YouTube that just basically just me kind of talking about how to play the handpan, just basic beginner tutorial.
Nice.
How to play the handpan. Yeah, really simple. So,
and for anybody watching, I will, and if you're seeing at this point, you've probably already seen, but in the description below, right here on YouTube, I'm going to have a link to, his YouTube channel, his TikTok, Instagram, whatever else you want to share with me. We'll put the links down below so you can easily go check out all of his stuff if you haven't already. And if you haven't, I highly recommend it. Just as you're seeing here, just a great dude. And one thing why I really love doing this is because, maybe they see you on TikTok. You know what I mean? You have 2.2 million followers. You can only really express yourself in, those short videos and some lives. Why I love doing this is they see some of their favorite content creators in a different atmosphere, just being real. You know what I mean? And I love to see that as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I really, my favorite part of TikTok is the lives. I love doing the videos and I love vibing with my followers and they request my songs. They know my songs by name and request them. I mean, it kind of blows my mind that I can have that many people watching live and be vibing to my music. I mean,
so awesome.
It's pretty nuts. Yeah, I really love it.
So one thing too that I think is really cool with social media and everything is every once in a while you get somebody that follows you and you kind of fangirl a little bit, like, oh my God, they followed me. As obviously there probably has been some of those moments. If there is, just let us know one or a couple of some people that followed you that you were just like, what is this real life?
Yeah, for me, I don't know if you probably saw, but my most viral video that happened just like a month ago was with the guy that said, "What did you study in college and what are you doing now?"
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that went mega viral, 35 million views. It just really blew up. It was crazy. But anyways, that was after that. I started to go through my messages on TikTok, and it would say, like, Paige Zilba is connected with you, or a Twisted Pennywise is connected with you, and like all these crazy, big TikTokers started following me back, and I was like, whoa, that's so awesome.
That is
what
awesome.
was really cool. I can't remember his TikTok name, but he's the guy that he doesn't have any hair on his body, and he sticks things.
Oh, yeah. I can't think of his name either, but I've definitely seen him. Yeah.
So it was really funny. Like back when I first was learning about TikTok and not even on it, my daughter showed me a video of that guy, and she's like, "Dad, you gotta see this guy. He's so funny." And she showed me a video of him, and then here, like not long ago, he followed me. And I showed my daughter. I was like, "Hey, remember that guy that you showed me a video of?" Yeah, I'm friends with him on TikTok now.
Yeah, that is awesome. So as far as the daughter, does she find it pretty cool that you have quite the following now? And has there been any moments that she's like, "Really, Dad? Like you're doing that on TikTok?" Because isn't it a little bit fun to kind of embarrass the kids a little bit? So I have an 8-year-old that's going on, being a teenager. I'm sure you've lived those lives. And then my girlfriend has almost a teenager and a younger one as well. So it's me and a whole bunch of women with a whole bunch of emotions.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, my daughter, she's she's not too thrilled about the fact that I'm popular on TikTok. So yeah, sometimes I'll get recognized around town, and she's not too keen about that. And I actually used to be a school counselor at her elementary school, and so I was already quote unquote famous to all the kids that I was an elementary school counselor at with, and now that I'm quote unquote famous on TikTok, all the kids that I was a school counselor with, they all think it's so crazy that their school counselor has over 2 million followers on TikTok, and so
it is pretty cool. They should think that. Let's take a quick little break from this episode. Maybe you want to grab a drink. Maybe you want to skip through this and you don't even want to hear anything about it. But either way, you're probably wondering, that dude, Matt, Beard Laws, all this entire crew that is on this show, they got some amazing hats. And it's true, we do. We have some amazing hats. And it's Finlay hats. It is the hat of the Beard Laws podcast with the patented laces. They got hidden pockets. And you know what's even more amazing? Lifetime warranty. Maybe your dog chews it up. Maybe something happens. Maybe you're camping and it accidentally catches on fire. They're going to take care of it, all right? FinlayHats.com. Use code BeardLaws. Pretty sure it's going to save you some money. I think $10 off your first purchase. If it doesn't work, then, just pay full price. But if you're wondering, like, yeah, does he have a great hat? Does he even love these hats? Listen, I have a hat for every occasion and for pretty much every outfit that I have. All right, FinlayHats.com, that's where all the action is. I got this great green one. Yeah, I don't have a lot of hair, but I got this sweet one. Give it a little flick there. Yeah, check that out. Yeah, I wear a lot of black. I wear a lot of green. And this right here, this is a limited edition Pizza Beard Party hat because they do so many cool collabs with so many creators. And what I also love is every Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 10 p.m. on the East Coast. They release a new hat that is exclusive until they sell out and then never to be made again. All right, so if you want to be a part of this amazing, amazing Finlay force, just head over to FinlayHats.com. Yeah, I wear a lot of black and green, but I also rock blue sometimes. So again, guys, you want to look just as cool as we do, but you want to feel as cool. These hats are amazing. They are the hats of all hats. Best hats on the entire planet. And anybody that watches this show knows that I support every business that I truly, truly love. And this is one. FinlayHats.com.
And my daughter, she's classmates with all those students too. So
nice.
Yeah. So she gets it, and she's not too impressed.
And what I love too, like even when I followed you from the first time I saw you, we've had brief conversations here and there. You know what I mean? And just watching the videos and some of your lives, to me, whether you had that 5,000, 40,000 follower, the 2.2 million, you haven't changed really. I mean, there's some things that are different about you, but I really love how you are still you, and I think that has a lot to say of who a person is, because I'm sure some people, we've all seen people kind of evolve from, and this isn't directed at anybody, so anybody that's watching and you think this is his generality, but there's been people that I've seen on TikTok and followed for a long time that got some fame, and they're a totally different person. And it's not that it's a bad thing, you know what I mean? It's just who they are now, and it's just really cool for me that seeing you and a lot of other people that I've interviewed, they're just the same, and we're all just dudes, girls, whatever we identify as behind the scene, behind the camera. We're all just real people,
Totally, yeah.
And
I mean, my content has changed from when I first started. I mean, when I first started, up until really TikTok, TikTok changed my content. Before I was just doing straight up just me out in nature playing music. And then TikTok came along, and as I learned how to, work with the algorithm, I started to, try and bring in people's opinions. Like, it's like I find that if you can get people talking in the comments, that's a good video.
Yes. Yep. And I feel like that plays into, more of a picture of who you are, because as you mentioned, being a counselor, you've got a lot of education behind there. And not only is that you using your big brain to, you know what I mean, use this to come at you, but yeah, it's just kind of who you are. Get people talking, and especially as a counselor, that's one thing that you've had to excel at for years. Get people talking.
Totally. Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely, like you said, I'm definitely the same person. I don't feel like I've changed as a person, but my content has changed some, for better or worse. I mean, I guess for me, it's like, from my perspective, you know, I honestly, you know, I said earlier about the handpan community feeling a little icky, you know. Well, I actually, the most hate that I get from anywhere in the world is from the handpan community. I get a lot of hate from the handpan community,
Unreal.
And specifically because of my TikTok content. They hate my TikTok content because it's not the traditional just playing music and putting music out there.
Yeah.
So,
but isn't
anyways,
in the same regards, isn't making music, creating, isn't being non-traditional a good thing? Like, in my opinion, it is.
yeah, and you know, that's what I was gonna say, is that, you know, for better or worse, I did what I did, and it helped me get to where I'm at. Like, I regularly have a lot of people come to my live videos and vibe with my music, and I wouldn't trade that for, I wouldn't want to go back and keep doing the same content and not have the exposure I got now. You know, I love that with the content I did, I took a risk.
Yeah.
And you know, I may have made myself look like a fool at times, and but you know what? I got exposure, and that exposure is helping me accomplish my goal of being a successful professional musician. And I regularly, you know, get goosebumps. I got goosebumps right now, you know, thinking about that. I love to be able to do what I love and have people support me. And so I don't know. I have a bit of source of contention with the handpan community in my heart because of how they've treated me, and I feel like I've been rejected a lot, and that just really irks me. And it's like, you know what? Okay, I don't need the handpan community. I'm gonna go be myself. I'm gonna go do my thing. I'm gonna create my own handpan community. You know?
Yeah. And the thing too,
I think it's worked for me. So
one, you have your own community that, you know, you have an amazing, you know, viewership, followership, you know, friendships that I'm sure you've made from it. But I mean, especially music is therapy. You know what I mean? And if people are coming there, jamming, vibing, they probably need that stress relief. And whether it's, you know, a little bit of a change of content, your old thing, like the combination, you're growing a following because people absolutely love you, love your community, and love what you're doing. And I'm a huge fan as well. You know what I mean? And I absolutely think it's an amazing thing to be different. I've always strived to be different. And it's terrible that you've kind of been shunned from the community. But the good thing is you have a community that a lot of people love and rely on you for. So that's cool too.
Yeah. There's a quote that I really like. Dr. Seuss quote says, why try to fit in when you're born to stand out?
Yes.
And,
absolutely.
I you know, honestly, I want to hear your perspective on this, because for me, growing a beard and dreadlocks, it was a journey for me. You know, I don't know how much flack you got when you first started. I got a ton of flack. People, you know, telling me I look homeless, and I actually had a coworker once. Oh God, this was awful. A coworker called me a terrorist because of me having a long beard. I was like, this is my workplace. I'm being accused of being a terrorist in my workplace. I went to my boss. I was like, dude, this guy needs to go. I was like, there's no way that I could come to work and be accused of being a terrorist and that be okay. Like, and sure enough, he got booted. So
he should. That's the same thing with me. I mean, even comments that come into videos, I've been called that. The names and the comparisons, which sometimes make me laugh, and sometimes they're like, man, you really think I look like this guy? Which is okay. But yeah, my My journey was a little bit different. I had a pretty good beard. I wasn't very serious into the beard game. I didn't have the education that I had before. When my grandmother was sick, pretty much on her deathbed, I remember her looking at me and she goes, "If you don't shave your beard, I'm going to haunt you." And she would have. So I shaved my beard. It was the last time. It was April of 2018.
Did she really say that to you?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my God.
And yeah, so I shaved it down, and it was the last time that I had shaved it down. And then I continue to grow it. Thankfully, she doesn't haunt me. Still miss you, still love you. But my mom hates my beard. Hates it. Every time I grow it, she's like, "That thing's disgusting." So it turned into every time you make a comment, Ma, it's another month of me growing it. And it just kept going and going. I saw her earlier today before this interview, and she was just like, "Your beard's disgusting. When are you going to shave that thing?" I'm like, "That's another month."
Wow.
So it just kind of turns into it's a running joke, and she tries to get my nieces, nephews, and now them to be like, they start trying to chant "shave that beard." She'll bribe them with ice cream. It's like, yeah, because that's gonna work. Because user 13643322169 said I was a terrorist, that I should shave a beard. The one that I get all the time is, imagine if your beard was the only personality you had, or something like that. And I get that all the time, and it's like, yeah, that would suck. That would suck if that was the only thing I had going on for me.
Yeah, no, that kind of stuff. It's so ridiculous. I remember when I first started, that was really hard for me, especially back then. I didn't really have a support system around me.
Yeah.
So, to take that kind of risk, it was really challenging, but I'm really glad that I did it because, like what I said before, it's brought me to where I'm at today.
Yeah.
And the other part of it, I don't know if you feel this way or not, but I love just being me, like physically as well. Like,
yeah.
Who the hell decided that it was time for people to start shaving the hair off their bodies? Like, why?
There was laws back in the day that if you had to pay a beard fine in a lot of areas, even in the United. This is for real. Well, I mean, this was a little way back, but yeah, if you wanted to grow a beard, you had to pay and it was like a hefty fine back in the day. And like you said, yeah. I don't know who made it cultural. I don't know any of that. But yeah, just expressing yourself, being you, it's something that I've always strived to be. Whether I was in an area that people were wearing, the popular clothing, and I was wearing thrift store stuff or whatever, I never cared. You know what I mean? Like, I'm me, and if you don't like it, there's gonna be somebody in this entire world of all the billions of people, and apparently aliens now, that are gonna potentially love me.
Yeah. For me, I love, I don't have to shave. Like, I hate shaving.
Oh, it's the worst.
I love that I just get up in the morning and I'm me. This is who I am,
Yep.
And I also like that, it's like a physical representation of the journey that you've been on. You could say I've had this growth right here for 8 years. I've had this for 8 years. I think that's cool. To be able to see that and say that and say this is a part of who I am, physically,
And not only do you get a birthday, then you can have a birthday party for your beard. You can have a birthday party for your dreads, and you can come up with some cool songs about your beard and your dreads. There's so much potential.
Speaking of, next week is my beard's 8th birthday.
Oh, we gotta have a special party. So my beard just turned 3 in April, and yeah, 3.
Holy smokes!
Yeah, it was. It just turned 3, and everybody was like, "You got to do something special. Do a cake smash. Do this." And I was like, "Yeah, well, you've never had a real big beard that had a lot of stuff in it. It's not a great thing."
No.
So not that, and it's funny because when we do these interviews and I'm beard laws, and most people think it's always about beards. And as you can see through here, it's not all about beards. We do we do a live show on Tuesday, which is really cool. If sometime maybe we could even have you on, we'll work something out. We get some pretty cool creators. We just free flow, show funny videos on TikTok, and then Thursday we've transitioned. But either way, so one thing that I wanted to talk to you, do you have any products or anything that you use or you love, or maybe even you're affiliated or sponsored by, that you could tell people about that beard product or hair product?
So this is where we're gonna differ right here.
I know you do nothing. You're all natural, right?
That's right.
I knew you were one of those, but I tried for the opportunity.
Yeah. No, I actually had someone approach me at one point asking if I would, sponsor some beard product. And I was like, I'm just not the right person for you because I don't use anything. Like literally the only thing I use in my beard is soap. That's it.
Yeah.
I use
Yep.
I lather up my beard every day and rinse it out. And then after the shower, I use it's like a what kind of brush is that? Like a soft.
Like a boar bristle hairbrush?
Yes, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I use one of those, and I just brush my beard, and then I comb my mustache. And
Nice.
that's all I do.
You know what I'm going to tell you? Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, here's something interesting. I don't know if you've encountered this at all throughout your beard journey, but there was a point in my life a few years ago where I was going through some hard times, and I have bipolar disorder, and I just was having a major meltdown, kind of midlife crisis, everything breakdown. And, this was back when I was doing street performance, and I would stay up really late, and I'd be out on the street till like 2-3 in the morning playing music. And anyways, I just wasn't very healthy, and I was really manic, and I was already getting dreadlocks. I already had dreadlocks going on, and I was thinking to myself, how could I, take it one step further? I got the beard, I got the dreadlocks. How can I take it one step further? I'm always just trying to, go as far as I can, And so I thought to myself, what if I had dreadlocks in my beard? And anyways, there was this. I followed the dreadlock guy called Lazy Dreads, and basically his concept was don't do anything, and your hair will automatically turn into dreadlocks. And so I thought to myself, I wonder if my beard would dread up if I don't do anything to it. And I was playing some music one night on the street corner, and I saw this lady coming down the sidewalk, and she had really, really curly hair, and it looked exactly like my beard. And I got to talking to her, and I said, does your hair ever just automatically turn into dreadlocks? And she's like, oh, every single day I have to brush it out, And I was like, my beard looks exactly like your hair. I wonder if my hair would dread up on its own too. And so from that point on, I was like, all right, I'm going to do this. So I stopped brushing my beard. And every morning I'd wake up, and you know how your beard is in the morning, just like a crazy mess. Well, I just left it, and it just was crazy mess. And I left it, and within a matter of months, it turned into dreadlocks. And if you look at my latest album cover called Wilderness Therapy, there's a picture of me on the cover, and my beard is just all dreadlocks.
No, I think I've seen that image because I remember seeing that and being like, oh man.
And,
so from it.
Anyways, I had a major breakdown right around that time, right after I recorded that album. And I went to a psych ward, and it was really challenging times. And anyways, afterwards, after I got out of the hospital, I said, I looked in the mirror. And I was like, I'm so used to like being manic and just like doing crazy things to get to where I want to be, And I looked in the mirror, and I was like, maybe I've just taken a little too far. And I was like, maybe I need to cut these dreadlocks out of my beard and try and return to society. And so I was like, okay, so I cut the dreadlocks out and returned somewhat to society.
Nah, that's wild. That's another thing that I would read. I would probably skip to that chapter and actually read that chapter, because I had to do with the beards of the beard dread. But did you
ever have dreadlocks in your beard?
I haven't, no, but I'm that everyday guy. Like my routine's a little ridiculous. Like I have to get out of the shower, blow dry it, comb it. Chicago comb, model number 7 and 8. It's a pick and a comb. And I don't get paid to say this at all. They're ones that I've bought, and they are the best combs and pick on the entire planet. They're stainless steel, and it just goes through like butter. Because you get there and it just kind of hurts sometimes. This thing's awesome. I found one. They're amazing. If I ever get a custom Beard Laws one, I'm gonna send you it.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I don't comb my beard at all.
just the stash and then you brush.
Just the stash and then I brush. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still have. They're not full blown dreadlocks, but
Yeah.
like if you go through my beard, there's chunks of hair that are
Not yet.
sectioned off. Do you have that too?
I don't, because like I said, every day it's a routine for me because the National Beard and Mustache Competition's coming up in September. So I'm trying really hard because they actually broke the categories out a little bit better, in my opinion. So what they do is they have like a groomed and a natural category. So you just, and that's what I compete in, the all natural. Like I rarely trim. If I have dead ends, I'll trim it. But it's just, and a lot of the people last year in the Nationals and years prior, they would like go to a barber. The barber would make their beard look amazing, and they did. It looked way better. So they broke it out where groomed are in their own category, and then the category that I competed in was 12 inches and over. So I'm competing against some guys that have 20, 22-inch beards, and they're massive. They're amazing. They're decade beards. So this year they broke it up 12 to 18, 18 to 24, and 24 and over.
And that's natural growth too. Like they're not like stretching it out or anything.
So I mean, throughout some of the what some people do is if you add heat to your beard, like a straightener once a week, it'll train the hair to go down more than that curl underneath. Because I get a lot of curl underneath, and it's a constant training. So a lot of those guys will add some heat. I don't really believe in the heat because I don't know. I always heard of women that damage their hair by straightening it too much.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, shit, I don't want to ruin this. I've worked hard for this. But if you ever decide that you want some products, all right, and this isn't a paid thing either, I just want a promise that you'll get a hold of me for a recommendation.
There you go.
Because I look at you and I'm like, do you know how many all natural cool scents we could have and like name after you? Or, you know what I mean? Like my mind is always racing.
Yeah, I guess it's just because I'm lazy. I'm lazy,
And before I really started the kind of the beard journey a couple of years ago, like I didn't really put products, and the products I put in were wrong products in my opinion, except for Honest Amish. I put them in the beards. It was fantastic, great company, whatever. But it just makes it feel so much better. And like I'm not trying to sell you on anything, like it just feels good. I don't know what it is, but I'm very deep into a routine now, so it's easy for me. But I don't know. It's kind of like like you just get that product in there, and it's just like, you know what I mean? Just like a refreshing feeling.
I'm completely opposite. If there was any product in my beard, I'd be like,
And I've had some stuff that I put in there that like had a very strong scent profile that I was just like, oh, get out now. But I've had some stuff that just smells great. Just smell. So we're approaching kind of the end of there. So obviously the interview is about the guest. It's about you. So I kind of want to give you the next couple of minutes to kind of plug what you have going on, whether it's where they can find your music. I want to talk about the giveaway that you're doing, and kind of just anything that you want to talk about. And if you maybe wanted to play something towards the end, don't feel like you have to. If we do, I'll try to switch my audio up because StreamYard doesn't love music as much without switching some audio settings because it's always going to pick up mics. But yeah, I just wanted to give you the last couple of minutes to just talk about what you have going on, where people can find you, the giveaway, and all sorts of cool stuff.
Yeah. So I guess the most exciting thing that I got going on is that right before TikTok, right as the pandemic was happening, I was trying to figure out how can I still be a professional musician without performing in person. And Facebook at that time it was weird. The timing of it was like really weird. That Facebook, right as pandemic was happening, right as I was losing all these opportunities, Facebook threw this monetization feature at me.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, this seems like it could be a cool opportunity, but I also don't want to like push away my fans by turning things into money,
Right.
And so I was really torn. I didn't really know how to approach that. But I decided to go through with it. And the monetization feature on Facebook, there's 3 different features on Facebook for monetization. Number one, it's just like when you stream a live video on TikTok, people send GIFs. They do that on Facebook as well. It's called stars.
I wonder where they got that from.
Yeah. Number 2, but see, it's interesting. TikTok, they don't take a percentage of the gifts that are given to the creator. Facebook takes 1/3 of it.
Oh, see, I thought TikTok took like 60% of it. I think it's a really high number. Last I knew, unless things have changed. I forgot to this live, but I usually turn my gifts off just because I'm just like, hey, save your money. I don't need it. Plus, I got other things you can spend your money on. You know what I mean?
I don't know about like on the end where they're purchasing it. They might have to like pay a little bit extra to purchase the gifts, and then they give the gifts. But whatever is given during the live, the creator gets all of that.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know. There might be like a little bit that TikTok takes from the top when they're purchasing it. I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
anyways, so there's the stars feature. There's that, and then the other feature, the one that has really been wonderful for me that I've been using the most, is the fan subscriptions program.
Yes.
And the fan subscription program, it's kind of like, oh gosh, what's the other website that people use? A lot of musicians use.
Bandcamp?
No, not that one. It's where you pay like a certain amount monthly, and then you get exclusive content and whatnot from the
Patreon.
Yes, Patreon. Thank you. So Facebook stole that idea from Patreon, which
They didn't steal it; they adopted it.
Yeah, there you go. It's worked wonders for me. So I started doing that, and my concept was, okay, prior to that, I had done 2 raffles where I'd raffled off a handpan.
Yep.
And that went really well, but it was a lot of work. And I thought, can I get enough people to do a fan subscription, which is $5 a month, and then every single month I give away a handpan. And so the first month it was kind of a trial, and then the second month I started really pushing it out there and say, okay, I'm going to give away a handpan. All you got to do is pay $5, and you get a chance to win a handpan. And it was challenging at first. I was really scared because I was like, am I going to be able to raise enough funds to pay for the handpan that I'm giving away? Which Facebook holds on to the money that you raise for 2 months.
Oh, wow.
So when I was first starting, I wasn't getting any of the funds. It was all coming out of my pocket. And so it was really scary. It was a big risk that I took, but wow, it's worked out. I mean, we just passed a year now. So I think I've given away 14 handpans now.
That's awesome.
Giving away handpans every single month. People are winning a handpan for $5.
And all they have to do is go to your Patreon, correct?
Go to Facebook. On Facebook.
Oh, go to Facebook. All right, and your Facebook, is it the same spelling as it is here?
Yep.
Okay.
And
awesome.
Then, or they could go on TikTok. In my bio on TikTok, there's a link to my link tree.
Yep.
And then if you scroll down the link tree, there's a link that says monthly handpan giveaways.
And also, anybody watching this video, I'll put the links below in the description. Make it super easy on you guys, so you can follow them on all the social medias. Enter for $5 a month to win a handpan. That's amazing. And you're also giving away the tongue drum.
This guy right here. Yeah. So this is a tongue drum. So I'll show you the difference here. So I play 2 different types of instruments. This one here is called a handpan. go. So that's the handpan. I give away one of those every single month to somebody randomly chosen from my supporter group on Facebook. And then this is a tongue drum right here. And I'm giving, this is going to be a bonus prize. So this is actually a limited edition large tongue drum made by Rev Vast. They don't make red tongue drums usually. They just did it for like a month and then they stopped. And they gave me one and they said, can you give it away to one of your followers? I was like, yeah, let's do this.
Let's do it.
So yeah, so I'm still giving away a handpan on August 1st, but I'm also giving away this tongue drum as a bonus prize too.
You had me at limited edition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, really cool. So they usually come in blue, but this one's really neat red one. It's a B Celtic minor scale. So
awesome.
Yeah. So
make sure everybody joins that Facebook group, assuming it's the same place to be entered to win the tongue drum as well.
That's right. Yep. Sign up once, and if you want to stay a supporter, you get a chance to win a handpan every single month.
You might as well just continue that support.
I just got a new partnership with another tongue drum company, but they're small tongue drums. And I actually just got it today. I haven't opened it up out of the box yet, but they want to contribute their instruments to my giveaways too. So there's more bonus prizes coming along too.
And all you got to do is join the Facebook group, everybody, and be it's that easy. It's really that easy. That's amazing, man.
And then I've got 3 albums out, all instrumental. Hopefully be coming up with a new album eventually here. I actually sing with my music now. I'm still working on my confidence with singing, but hopefully I'll be putting that out soon. But you can find my music wherever you get music online. Just search Ethereal and iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Apple Music, wherever you get your music.
Yeah, make sure you guys follow that playlist on all of them. And the more that you listen to it, the more it really does support the artist and gets more people to expose to that artist as well. So show it all sorts of love. And speaking of love, I got nothing but love for you. I can't thank you enough for taking some time.
One more thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Keep going. Sorry. I thought that was it. My bad.
That's all right. It's all right. One more thing. Thing is I sell instruments too. So I sell handpans. I've got links where you can buy tongue drums in my link tree. But if you would like to buy a handpan, shoot me a message and I would love to help you get one.
There we go. Do you do like any custom handpans or tongue drums? Like if somebody wanted to pay extra, can they like say I get a hold of you and I'm like, I want a Beard Laws handpan.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, actually, we do something. I didn't bring it with me here where I'm at, but we do something where we hydro dip. Have you heard of hydro dipping?
Yes. Yep.
So basically, you can hydro dip a handpan. So you can have whatever image you want on the handpan. Yeah. So I've got like a blue tie-dye handpan. I don't know if you've seen that one. I play it regularly.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to send you a message and see what we can work out because I think that would be cool. It'd be a cool thing to bring camping, just chilling, camping, hanging out. And I'm pretty sure you said you didn't bring it to where you were. I'm pretty sure you're sitting on a cloud right now. That's what it reminds me of. You're all white. You got these instruments. You're just hanging out. You're sitting on a cloud right now because you're just up there, man. And okay, so honestly, going back to all the love, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of here. Hopefully, everybody watching this really did enjoy this. And make sure you guys press all the subscribe buttons, all the follow buttons for this man right here. He's more than just a beautiful face. He's got that big brain. He's got that music brain. He's not a skateboarder, but that's okay. He's still pretty good at everything that he does. And all kidding aside, seriously, thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. And like I said, we're gonna continue to do these style interviews. So if there's anything that you have upcoming that maybe you want to go on one of the live shows or another pre-recorded show just to kind of promote it and talk about it, make sure you hit me up. And thanks again, man. I really do appreciate it.
Dude, it's my pleasure. Like I said, I think I've done one other interview before, but this is really cool. I've never done an interview with another bearded guy, so I jump at the opportunity. I'm like, heck yeah, man.
I'm glad it worked out.
Brings us bearded brothers together, you know. So I was really excited at the opportunity, man. So thank you.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah, thanks. And like I said, there was a lot of smiles, a lot of laughs. This was a great interview. So, all right, I'm going to hit everybody with the outro. Thanks, everybody, for watching this. Make sure, again, you follow them on all the social medias. Stay safe. Stay bearded, everybody.